Hey everybody, Lazy Gardener here. It's September 19th and it's time to plant garlic. So just as a quick thing, I have a garlic harvest video right here. That's the link. You can watch that. That's pretty popular, but I wanted to companion that with a planting video. So today we're going to plant 4 different kinds of garlic. I've already started the setup of my boxes. I have these 2 boxes. I do a succession planting method. So these 2 boxes used to be potatoes. You can see here in this one, a potato is actually coming up. I must have missed that. We'll pull that when we do the planting. This box here is totally prepared. I even put the leaves on top. It's a bit of an experiment. So we're going to focus on this box. This box here has a grid laid out. I suggest you do 7-inch planting for your garlics. I've done 8 inches with just fine, but going down to 7 wasn't any problem at all, and I didn't see any loss in size or anything. You can even go down to 6 inches if you have to, but I really suggest 7 inches. At 7-inch spacing in this box, which is 8 foot by 4.5 foot, I can get almost 98 garlics in here, and times 2, that's a lot of garlic. That's enough to left over, so at the end of the season, if you have any left over, like I will, you can make garlic powder, and I'll link you to that video there too. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to separate all these cloves out. It takes about, since it's about 49 approximately garlics per section, I'm doing 4. It's about 7 bulbs per type of garlic. You get about 7 good cloves out of each one of these. I'll tell you more in the part where we're going to shuck these, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to plant them and what to put on top of these, and quickly the watering system that I use. But with garlic you don't really need much water at all. Okay, let's get these separated and get ready to plant. All right, so I brought my garlic out of storage here. If you're going to grow multiple types of garlic, one of the trickiest things is just keeping them separated. So you want to have good labels. We're going to do that. We're going to separate these and put them in their respective things. Like I said, I need about 49. These bowls may not be large enough, but they were just to get it show, just for show. Here, I've started this one, and I'm just going to show you as I kind of pull this apart what we're looking for. All right, so this one here is Georgian Fire. You want to leave the skin on, and this is kind of a, like they always say to plant the biggest ones. I disagree. This one's actually really large. If you feel along it, sometimes you'll feel actually like a ridge in there. I don't feel it on this one. Maybe I'll come back and see if I can show you one. But generally that means that this one's going to split and come up as 2 garlics. So you really don't want to plant your largest ones. You really want these guys. These guys are all optimal. And look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just as I predicted, you would get 7. All right. And I need to do that 7 more times for the Georgian Fire, and then for the rest of those, and I'll come back and we'll plant them up. All right, we're done. It's a little more than 49 of each. You can see here, we've taken out the ones that are too small or just don't want. Obviously, don't throw these away. These are going to go in your fridge. You're going to eat them. If you see here, again, I told you want to try and keep the skin, but oh my God, the skin came off when you're peeling it. Do not throw that away. That's going to plant just fine. The skin's a bit of a protective layer. Doesn't have to have it. Look at this. There's many of these that when you're separating them, the skin is going to come off. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Here you can see all of the skins there. If you compost, that's a carbon. That can go in with your carbons. And the last thing is I was telling you about the really large ones. Again, many places will advise you to plant your largest ones. Now, I can tell you, I can feel a ridge along here. And if I open this up, look at that. There's actually 2 garlics in there. If you're short of garlic, you could actually try and separate these, and you could actually plant those 2. I'm not going to do it. I don't need these 2, but that's why you don't want to plant your largest. If you planted this, you'd get 2 garlics crowding each other, and you'd end up with 2 smaller heads rather than 1 big head, which is what you want. All right, let's move into the garden. Let's get these guys planted. All right, brought them down. I'm going to plant in this box the Georgian Fire and the German Red. So we're going to lay them out on the grid, and I'll be right back. Okay, so those 2 garlics are all laid out. Looks beautiful. Let's push them into the ground. Let me show you how to do that. It can't be easier, okay? We just want to move our markers away. We're going to just take it. We're going to push it nice and far down in there. You see, the very top of that paper, if I cover it, should be definitely buried. And if you could, I'm going to put more stuff on top of this, right? So that's going to be close to 5 inches down on the bottom. So you just go around And that's why I also work some manure into the top of the soil. It loosens up the top of the soil and lets you really get these nice and pushed in. Deeper is better, okay? I mean, you don't want deep, but you want a minimum of 3, if not closer to 5 inches down into the soil. And if your soil's nice, you should be able to just push them in. Okay, you get the idea. Be back when I get all these pushed in. Okay, they've all been pushed in. Just a couple of points, right? Make sure that they are facing up, right? That tip of that garlic should point up. That's the way garlic grows. They do have to be planted in that orientation. Once you've pushed them all in, just can't be easier than this. You're just gonna push the dirt. You can break up any clumps if you want while you're doing it. You can wear a glove or feel the natural soil in your hands, whatever works for you. Now that we've planted those in each zone, or really each type of garlic, which is a 4 by 4.5 foot section, I'm going to put my compost mix on top. I'm gonna start with manure. That's this. This is, as I've said before, about 2/3 to 3/4 of a cubic foot this holds. I'm gonna then fill this bucket halfway with this, which is kitchen compost made with kitchen scraps, and you can still see some bits in here. And the other half is gonna be this, which is just leaves, grass, and weeds. I have other videos that I can link to up here where I make that stuff. I make that in these composters and those giant composters back there, which are not in the shot. And I'm gonna mix in 1 cup of blood meal into that, and then all of that is gonna go on one zone. And then I'm gonna come back here, I'm gonna put another bucket of that with another half of each one of these in there and another cup of blood meal. I'm gonna put that on the other type of garlic, and that will finish off that box. All right, so I have my blood meal over here. I said a cup before. Let me be clear. I use like this little yogurt thing, and it's about 5.3 ounces, and I'll put 2 scoops in here. You can see 2 scoops on the top that I'm gonna mix in. So that's what I mean by a cup. So it's approximately a cup. Okay, I'm gonna put this stuff on top of this half, and then I'm gonna refill it and put it on top of that half. And then we're gonna finish off with some leaves that I've set aside for this. So it's not complicated. All right, the last thing I have to do is put my leaf mulch on top, which I have here. I've left the markers in. You could take them out. I like to leave them here. Just gives me an idea where the garlics are going to come up. Once they start coming up, I will take those markers out, but I will leave in my plant labels. We're going to put this mulch on top, and then we're going to finish up this video. But we're basically done with our garlic. And once I'm done with that, I have my watering system here. That just snaps in and out. One of these days I'll do a video about my watering system, but I am going to recommend, because it's not going to rain for the next couple of days, I'm going to recommend you give this a little bit of a watering. Shouldn't need any more water for this season, but definitely at planting. Okay, I got exactly 98 in this box, and I'm getting exactly 98 in the other box, which I'll plant in a minute. I'm just going to show you now that the leaves are in. In terms of the leaf height, you want about 1 inch of leaves. You don't want it to be too thick because you want them to come up. You could put more on for the winter, though I find that this is enough. And then the only thing I'm going to do last is just bring my watering system back to the top to finish it all off. And why didn't I do that in the first place? It's just to help me get a nice depth of leaves. Just shows me, I know I'm burying it. I know I'm getting it a good depth because I bury the pipes just to show and then snap them back in. And I'm gonna do that on the other one, and this box is done. Okay, so that's my garlic video. Again, if you wanna see the harvest video, you can click up here. I planted today Georgian Fire, German Red, Purple Glazer, and Music Garlic. If you've planted any of those or you plant your own, leave a comment down below on how on the varieties that you like. These are all hardnecks because I'm in zone 7A and these work best for me, but tell me down in the comments where it works best for you. I hope you liked the video. I hope it was useful. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to see future videos, and check out my channel for my other stuff. Remember, good luck and good gardening.